voting for the high-decibel Madhya Pradesh election 2023 is slated to be held on the 17th of November, which is tomorrow. Over 5.6 crore voters are expected to cast their vote in the 230-seat election slated to commence at 7 a.m. tomorrow. While the Madhya Pradesh Assembly elections of 2023 features prominent contenders such as the ruling Bharatiya Janata Party, Congress, Samajwadi Party, the Bahujan Samaj Party and the Communist Party of India, the focal competition in states primarily remains between BJP and the Congress Party, of course. Before we delve into the larger conversation, let's quickly take a look at the key contenders, the constituencies, the data from previous elections, and what is at stake here for Madhya Pradesh. And joining us on this chat is also someone, or rather people who understand what's going to happen and what's been happening in Madhya Pradesh for the last 5 years. Sumit Peer, senior political commentator, joins us on the show. Advocate Manasvi Thapar, political analyst, also joining us on the broadcast. PKD Nambiar, political analyst, is with us on the show as well. Last but not the least, Mr. Nikhil Jain, political analyst, with us on the program as well. PKD, I'll begin with you. Well, the Madhya Pradesh battle may start tomorrow, but the war has been raging on for a number of terms now. The Congress has been very, very confident that they will be able to restore faith in the voters' mind when it comes to development, when it comes to infrastructure, when it comes to employment, and when it comes to some level of politics of appeasement as well. Because let's not forget, PKD, that when it comes to caste or caste politics, Madhya Pradesh has its own takers and audience. In your expert opinion, what are the chances of the Bharatiya Janata Party returning, and what will be the focal point that they have worked on, and what is the focal point that the Congress has perhaps been targeting the BJP on?
You said very correct that there was some kind of anti-incumbency or whatever you can call it, like maybe a little fatigue or etc. This was happening till 3 months back. Most of the poll pundits and strategies, and also the people who are in the television screen every day, was saying, "Oh, Madhya Pradesh is going to be very tough for BJP. Mamaji is not going to come back," and etc. etc. But then there is a turnaround. In the last month, there was a complete change, and I'm not saying that it is, oh yes, BJP is going to win with a big margin and etc. But there is a close, very, very tight fight is going on. So it's not a one way, whether it is for a Congress or for the BJP. It's a tight competition wherein the offers are just like a water. It's going on for 50 rupees. But then one thing you need to understand, there is a huge change which has taken place over the last few years. That is, women voters are becoming the main target of all political parties. And in the case of Madhya Pradesh, the Ladli Behna scheme, wherein the people, the women of the state started getting money on their bank account. And as I always say, that if you're empowering a woman, that means you're empowering a family. And that's the way a society needs to be built up. And the large number of women voters are increasing everywhere, irrespective of from, earlier it used to be only in Kerala and West Bengal, the communist ruled states used to have the number of women voters more. But even now, if it is even in UP or in Bihar also, the women are the focus. So as the manifesto, whether it is in Rajasthan or in Madhya Pradesh or in elsewhere, they were talking about a 450 rupees of the LPG cylinder for those who are part of the Ujjwala scheme, so on and so forth. So there is a hardcore fight which is on. I think it's not one way, either for the Congress, nor for the BJP. But yes, 20 years of fatigue, definitely there will be some amount of, but these fatigues have been taken care by bringing the top leaders from the center. Also 7 MPs are contesting in Madhya Pradesh from the BJP side, and also not projecting anybody as a chief ministerial candidate to take out that 20 years of fatigue. And I'm sure that there may be a possibility that Shivraj Singh Chauhan, if they will come back, will bring him back as a chief minister, maybe, because he's definitely the most popular leader. And the kind of anti-incumbency we were all expecting for a government from the last 20 years ruling is not there for sure. So Another thing is that the Jyotiraditya Scindia factor. People were talking about, oh, Jyotiraditya Scindia's popularity is gone and etc. But in the Chambal region and some of the other, Gwalior region, if you really look at it, the Jyotiraditya Scindia has got an X amount of vote, which was once upon a time a Congress vote. And on top of it, BJP was always been strong with as a cadre. I think that cadre plus the Jyotiraditya Scindia vote will also be a good catch going to be for the BJP. Because of this Ladli Behna scheme, the tribal votes, even in the Bundelkhand or in all these areas, the women are going to be, in fact, men started asking that, "Yaar, hamare liye kya hai?" So I think that's a big achievement for a government. But yes, Congress is putting up a very, very strong fight. And in fact, in the Hindi belt or in the cow belt, as it used to be said, that this is the only place few places where Congress has got something to fight for. In the Lok Sabha, when it comes to Lok Sabha, in all these places, the Congress, the BJP completely takes over, or the Modi wave matters. I think it's a tight fight, but it is not anymore the 3 months old story wherein the TV studios have now started becoming a little towards the neutral rather than going that, oh yes, Shivraj Singh Chauhan's government is gone, the BJP is not going to be there in the Madhya Pradesh. And the same is in the case of Rajasthan. In a way, if you really look at it, Vineet, this election, this 5-state election, BJP has only got one state, which is Madhya Pradesh, as they are ruling. But if you really look at it, Rajasthan, Chhattisgarh, all these places, Congress is ruling. So Congress has much more to be aware, much more to take care than the BJP.
Okay, all right. Sumit, PKD, spelled it out very clearly that the Congress is a close second. They've been neck to neck with the BJP. Of course, the infighting and, some of the theatrics that we have seen from some of the Congress leaders, hasn't really worked well. But who knows, that might even help them gain some sort of publicity. But the fact of the matter is, Sumit, that the Congress party has promised a caste census. 50% of, the population in Madhya Pradesh is the OBC class. You think that this is perhaps something that may give the Congress party an edge yet again? They have been victorious in the past as well. It's the alignment dynamics that threw them out of power. Do you think that it is perhaps one area where Congress could score more than the BJP?
Vinny, thank you very much for having me on your show. In fact, when Congress is talking of caste politics, the message is very clear. I want to divide the Hindu. I want to divide the Hindu vote in the name of caste, in the name of color, in the name of, types of caste, forms of caste, all the things. It is a very, very clear motive of Congress nationally to divide the Hindu vote, while as BJP talks about unification of the Hindu vote, and that is what it should be. Now, Vineet, the problem is that Congress, there's an infighting between Digvijay Singh ji and Kamal Nath ji. We all know about it. Both do not like each other. We know that Kamal Nath ji is called the king of Chhindwara, and Digvijay Singh thinks he is still the acting chief minister of Madhya Pradesh. Who is calling the shots? Who is responsible? And especially after Mr. Scindia joining in, you see those 18-20 seats of the Chambal belt, Gwalior belt, they have straightway landed in your lap. Now, is there an alternate where you have to Prime Minister Modi, BJP star campaigners like Yogi Adityanath ji, then you will have Mama ji, then you will have Maharaj, that is Jyotiraditya Scindia ji. When you put all these factors together, a lot of what PKD brought an important point that, there are already a lot of people who have been told to contest from there. A lot of MPs have been told to contest there. So if you look at these seat dynamics, 10-15 seats here and there makes or breaks the election. So BJP has put everything in the place. But now to counter those tall leaders of BJP, what is your option? You want to get Rahul Gandhi? You want to get Priyanka Gandhi, then you know what is the result of the election before you get them onto the ground. So looking at their track record, looking at the track record of Shri Rahul Gandhi ji and Miss Priyanka Gandhi Vadra ji, so when you get them on the ground, you know you are not going to make the election anyway. And who knows, God only knows what Rahul Gandhi ji is going to speak in the next election rally. So then the whole Congress might get into a, the damage control mode. So here you have tall leaders, you have the state leadership, you have everything. And Hindus here understand, Vinny, that caste census is nothing. You are going to divide us. I want to ask a few questions. 65 years, did you do a caste census? No. Why it is important now? Point number one. Whichever states you are ruling as Mr. Congress, did you do a caste census? No. Why is it important now? If you have not done it, and what stopped you in the last 5 years to do it and implement it and show to the world, look, this is what the implementation model is going to be. Point number four. Now I have Ujjwala, Prajwala, I have Ayushman Bharat, for example, 3 schemes. So should I say that, okay, this caste will get that, this caste will get that, this caste will get that, and because you are less, so you will get less benefits. So I'll allocate 50% of the budget to this caste and 2% of budget to this caste. By the virtue of that, if you go to the caste, like Muslims are 15% of the population, then should I say when I'm done with 85% of the population, then I will come to 15% of Muslims? Then Parsis are 0.1% of the population. Then I would say when I'm done with 99.8% of the population or 99.9% of the population, kuch bachega to aapke liye bhi de denge. So in this land of democracy, wherein Constitution guarantees us equal rights and equal liberties, you cannot have this caste-based division. What are you going to achieve? Okay, if you have the number, this is the community, this is the caste, what are you going to achieve? Can you have differential policies? Can you have differential schemes? Can you have differential things? Even Dr. Ambedkar was of the view that after some time, 10 or maximum 20 years, the caste reservation should go. There should be no reservation for any caste. So you cannot go and undo what is written by the forefathers in the Constitution. You have not proven a model wherein this caste census has helped. And let me ask you, Vineet, how has it helped in Bihar? Now 7% of the Yadavs have 40% of the MLAs. So ask your Yadav MLAs to resign in Bihar. By 7% to 7%, how can a 5% Bhumihar be the chief minister of Bihar, then resign and make somebody from the dominant community? So these are all things, because if the Pandora's box open, it might be more damaging to Congress than the kind of benefit they are trying to get out of it. But Vinny, Congress is on a slippery slope down and they are on a fast slope down. So they will try anything to everything. They will try any A, B, C, D. Like किसानों का कर्जा माफ करेंगे. How many किसानों का कर्जा उन्होंने माफ किया MP में? No, they lost the government. So when the people are with the development today, there is no discrimination. If you look at the BJP manifesto today released by Honorable Nadda ji, there is it doesn't talk about any caste, sector, religion, nothing. All the schemes of everybody. Farmer, I don't want to know what is your caste, which is your religion. Woman, I don't want to know which religion is my sister coming from. When I talk children, when I talk of Krishna Samanidhi, when I talk of the medical schemes, there is no division of any way whatsoever, and that is what people want. Sir, जब गैस का सिलेंडर आता है, हिंदू और मुसलमान के घर में क्या आप अलग-अलग कीमत पे दोगे? You say Bhumihar will get this, Yadav will get this, Kurmi will get this, and Brahman will get at this price. Well, this is not. These are all works of fiction. To me, they look to be Alice in Wonderland. When Mr. Gandhi and Congress is entitled to try their luck, because if you ask me, Vineet, it's a 70-30 election by this time. Worst case, 65-40-35. 65 for BJP, 35 for Congress.
All right. Let me also rope in Manasvi Thapar into this conversation. Manasvi, do you think that this is also a preview of sorts, a commercial of sorts to what 2024 has in store when it comes to the Congress party and the Bharatiya Janata Party? We're not getting into the nitty-gritties of what both these parties have done vis-a-vis what happened in 2018. That is, of course, ironing over some of the mistakes that they've been making. If you talk about tribals and Dalits, the BJP started to woo it because they felt that was the reason they lost 2018 in Madhya Pradesh. What do you think this election means for the Lok Sabha elections in 2024?
See, this election does not have any kind of a direct implication with the Lok Sabha, because Lok Sabha is fought on the face of Narendra Modi ji, and Narendra Modi ji is something, as a person, as a political person, irrespective of who the chief minister is, which state government is going to be there is a different kind of alienation or different kind of liking towards him as a prime minister. So it is not going to be Narendra Modi's semi-final. It is going to be Shivraj Chauhan's final match. So it's about him and not about Narendra Modi. Definitely, having said that, BJP for Madhya Pradesh has been very serious. My previous commentators have said that it's a slippery wicket for Congress. It's like 65-35, something like that. But if that would have been the case, BJP would not have done such kind of a hard work, which they have done with more than 600 rallies and Prime Minister personally taking care of Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, with a minute details in everything what is happening. It is on the contrary, on the opposite side. BJP had its share of Madhya Pradesh for 20 last years. They have enjoyed the power, but somehow there is some kind of anti-incumbency which was very much hit hard. As PKD said previously, 3 months back, it was much more than what it is presently, because something which changed for BJP and which favored BJP was Ladli Behna's Yojana. That has actually worked on ground for BJP. But how much will that turn into votes for BJP? Because the allegations of corruption, the allegation of unemployment, the thought process of anti-incumbency is there for the voters. And further, the betrayal of Jyotiraditya Scindia is also there in the mind. It may, as of now, on paper book, it would look like that when Jyotiraditya Scindia turned courts, it will change the vote bank also. But the people feel betrayed. You may betray Congress on your personal note, but the voters voted for Congress and for you as a leader. But this, when it turns to another political party, the voters may not turn that way. It looks good on paper that the vote share would be changed from the Chambal Gwalior region, but I don't think so that would have a 100% degree turn. On the contrary, it could damage BJP. That is why it's the final match for Jyotiraditya Scindia, how he evolved himself as a leader in Madhya Pradesh. It's about Shivraj Chauhan's re-establishing himself. Only thing what worked in his favor in the last few months is the Yojana of Ladli Behna. Apart from that, everything is against Shivraj Chauhan in the Madhya Pradesh region. Even the central leadership was not aligned towards it. Even previous commentators said that there could be a new chief minister, because they know that the chief minister of Madhya Pradesh is not the first choice of the leadership of the BJP. And there is where there is no second ladder being created by the BJP themselves. So this is going to be a confused house. On the contrary, for Congress also, it's not very easy. Why do I say that? Is because Congress, when India bloc was formulated, now when we see in Madhya Pradesh, Samajwadi Party is fighting against Congress. BSP, though it's not part of India bloc, is fighting and is on a direct pitch against Congress. Aam Aadmi Party is fighting against Congress. So will it damage the Congress vote share? And the positive point from the Congress is there could be infights, which is Congress known for. But on the outside, it is not there. Be it in Rajasthan, be it in Madhya Pradesh, there has been some kind of a damage control done by the Congress on this. This is not 2018. It is 2023. After Karnataka winning, Congress is a revolved political party. They have learned from their mistakes, not massively, but there has been a minute change in the Congress understanding about the basics of it, and local leaders have played a major role in terms of formulation of it. Having said that, it is still a bipolar election. I would not say that Congress is winning it or BJP is winning it. From my point of view, I feel it's a kaate ki takkar. It can switch anyway, but Congress has done some good groundwork, and also BJP did a very good, what I would say, damage control by launching the Yojana scheme.
Okay, all right. Good points there, Manasvi. Nikhil Jain is also with us on the program. Nikhil, do you understand that, or do you concur with what Manasvi said, that this in no way is any kind of a preview to what 2024 is going to bring in? The same thing was said about Karnataka as well. But look what happened over there. Do you think the Congress is perhaps playing on those same agendas as it did in Karnataka? It accuses the BJP of having multiple scams in the last 18 years of their rule. And the Prime Minister has also weighed in on it and, shot back at the Congress party for, siphoning off 20 lakh crore rupees during their tenure. Do you think that this is also a big agenda, which of course boils down to corruption in Madhya Pradesh?
First of all, Vineet, I largely agree with Manasvi, but not completely. While I'm not going to extrapolate the results of these state elections into whichever party wins as being the party that wins in the Lok Sabha. But yes, the results of these elections will definitely create a momentum in favor of whichever party wins. Let's for a moment assume that the Congress wins all 5 states right now. All the people who've been going around in the country thinking and saying that the Congress is no longer a solid party, it's not even a credible opposition, they won't have anything left to say. And that is going to not just activate the cadres in the party, that is also going to create a public perception wherein the people of the country look at the Congress as a very viable, solid and powerful alternative to the BJP, also of course backed by the other India Alliance members. So far as your questions are concerned about the Prime Minister's, allegations of corruption against the Congress, that is something that the Prime Minister has been doing on for the past 20 years, and I'm not quite sure how well does it play with the voters anymore. The voters have realized that a lot of the talk that the Prime Minister does against the Congress or its leaders about corruption, that's just hollow talk. Because if indeed there was so much corruption during the UPA era, why do I not see any Congress leader, any senior Congress leader convicted and jailed in a court? We've seen people as senior as P. Chidambaram remain in judicial custody because the ED filed some cases against him. But they're all investigative agencies going after Congress leaders, but no judicial court is deciding on the guilt of the Congress or any of its members. On the contrary, what you see right now with the BJP is that there are very solid allegations by the opposition and also by large members of the public about the crony capitalism that the Prime Minister is indulging in with one particular group, the Adani group. While again, nothing has been proven in a court of law, but what Adani benefits from is, and what the Prime Minister benefits from is, no, they will never have an ED raid at their place. They will never have an IT raid at their place. Adani may do anything that he wants.
Okay, let's not deviate. Let's stick to Madhya Pradesh. Sticking
to Madhya Pradesh, I feel it is a close battle. I'm not going to say that the Congress is sweeping it or the BJP is sweeping it, but the fact remains that Shivraj Singh Chauhan has been the Chief Minister for about 2 decades now. There is an entire generation of voters, all the new voters that you're having. They've never seen anybody else as the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh, and that has created a lot of anti-incumbency against Shivraj Singh Chauhan. And so far as his last term has been concerned, ever since the government was stolen away from the Congress victory, what has happened is that he's no longer as strong a chief minister as he used to be earlier. His command over administration as well as his command within his party.
All right. Let's take a response from PKD on what you have said as well. PKD, there obviously seems to be some sort of a dissent when it comes to having Mr. Shivraj as the Chief Minister of Madhya Pradesh. Do you concur with that? And do you think that is perhaps also a worry for the Bharatiya Janata Party?
I don't think so. See, a good dynamic political party or in any organization, whether it is private or government, it needs to have dynamically, according to the time, the people and the leadership should keep on changing and evolving. I would not say changing, it is more of like evolving a political party. You remember that how many chief ministers have been replaced, whether it is in Uttarakhand, Gujarat, and many other places by the BJP. Have you ever heard of one even revolt? Never. So that's the quality of an organization which is dynamic, which works in the interest of these karyakartas and at the public interest of the country or the state which it is ruling. So I think there is a lot to learn. I think my friend from the other side was just talking about that, oh yes, there is a fight. So the fight after 20 years later, also a government is able to have a strong fight, that itself is a victory, my dear friend. Otherwise, in a normal case, a 20-year government, even you have seen that 15 years of government, most of the governments have been, in India, 15 years they have been asked to vacate the seat by the people of the country after elections, except 1 or 2 places. So I think 20 years of ruling is a big thing. There may be some amount of fatigue. The party like a BJP knows how to handle that kind of a fatigue. That is where the fresh faces, even the senior most people they are not going to be in that safest seats. They are going and fighting at the places where the Congress MLAs were there. So I think the bottom line is that whether who wins, who loses, we all get to know only on December 3rd. The fight which the BJP could really plays is really an amazing and worth good for our democracy. On the contrary, the Congress, I think we have all seen that how the brother and sister is performing on the ground.
All right. Let me just quickly rope in Sumit Peer. We have run out of time. Sumit, quickly, you want to respond to what Manasvi and Nikhil had said?
We need just a couple of 2-3 quick points. First of all, BJP doesn't believe in anti-incumbency, it believes in pro-incumbency. Look at the state of Gujarat. It has the highest highest record of one government, winning after winning. Earlier it was West Bengal CPM, because CPM was a one state vendor. Now Prime Minister Modi has put there's nothing called incumbency. Secondly, PKD brought an important point. In Uttaranchal or Uttarakhand, how many CMs changed? No revolt, nothing. Now if you look at the Haryana, Khattar Saab was brought up and he is a performing CM, no revolt. You always have leaders, you always have cadre. I want to take you another example. Assam, Sarvanand Sonowal ji brought to center, and Hemant Biswa Sharma ji is given the chair of the Chief Minister. Fantastic Chief Minister. I admire him. So there have been numerous incidences in the BJP where there are alternates, and alternates are available. They may talk about them, they may not talk about them. But whenever they have got the alternates, they have worked. Look, before the Gujarat elections, they changed the Chief Minister and they changed more than 90% of the cabinet. Did you see any defections at all? No, it doesn't happen. The thing is, you are a cadre-based party, the new leaders have to come. There's always a second tier, third tier of leadership which is being brought in. Here, it doesn't matter that how much does Rahul Gandhi like you or how much does Priyanka Gandhi like you. And let me remind you of the famous incident which Mr. Hemant Biswa Sharma narrated about how Rahul Gandhi ji treated this dog better than Hemant Biswa Sharma when he was given those kutte ke jhoothe mein biscuit to eat. So this is how you are going to treat your leaders like Hemant Biswa Sharma, who I have great admiration for, and you want to win the elections, and God save you. And BJP is always in an election mode. Fighting hard is what they do. That is what the cadres do. Here, they are not the whims and fancies of this. And let me remind you today, Mayawati ji made a statement. हम कांग्रेस के उम्मीदवार के खिलाफ खड़े होंगे, अगर जरूरत पड़ी तो हमारा उम्मीदवार भाजपा में वोट डलवाएगा कांग्रेस को हराना. This is Mayawati ji, quote unquote, today, few hours back. So what is the chance of Congress or Rajasthan?
Okay, all right. Thanks for putting things into perspective. Unfortunately, we've run out of time. We are going to take a short break, but I'd like to thank all my guests for being a part of this conversation.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.